All right, fans, welcome to Never Press Pause. This is episode 17. Like always, I'm Bill Yarnell, gamertag Yarnasty590. To my left and back in the studio for the first time in months, we have
LBX.
Oh, nice to have you back, Bailey. And to my right, we have
Jeremy Grant, KY Guy 78.
Woo, baby. So
Still haven't changed that gamer tag.
not changing the gamer tag,
yet.
even though I'm starting an underground movement on Facebook tomorrow. Gamer tag KY Guy 78 out the window. Yeah. All right, with that being said, I know we got a lot of energy. This is episode 17. Nice to have you back in studio.
Don't touch me.
But we're going to get right into some seriousness. And if I could just have everybody's attention, this is a pretty serious matter. Found out this morning through my brother via text that one of our favorite rappers of our young childhood
/ R&B singer.
Yeah, since he wasn't really a rapper. But.
is has passed away. And as a rapper, passing away as of a stroke, the most ungangster way to probably go out. I'm hoping maybe it was like a drive-by or somebody was waving a gun in his face, but we are going to real quickly have a moment of silence and pour out some for the homie that is no longer with us, Mr. Nate Dogg. So, guys, if you'll join me, we'll bow our heads in a moment of silence for Mr. Nate Dogg.
I just like how everybody here got quiet.
It's just like thinking about not laughing.
Is it a
this
joke?
for real?
I wonder how many people out there think, oh, is that Warren G or Nate Dogg?
It's not Warren G like I thought earlier. So Regulators was the big song that kind of put them on the map. And, Mr. Dogg is no longer with us. And
On the
R.I.P.
On the Above the Rim soundtrack.
What a great soundtrack. And what a great movie. Bailey probably didn't see it because his mom and dad probably not.
That was Tupac's acting debut, I think.
Did you ever watch? No, Juice and...
Above the Rim, is that
Juice
about is Above the Rim about the guy that goes to Africa and finds the basketball player?
What's Up in the Air?
That's
okay.
Kevin Bacon.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, guys, like I said, this is Never Press Pause. Any questions, comments, concerns can be thrown over to our our email at neverpresspause@yahoo.com. Also, you can follow us at Twitter at neverpresspause. Our fan page on Facebook is now on our website at neverpresspause.com. So make sure when you get on there, go ahead and hit that link that says you like us. Go ahead and sign in real quick and get us some more followers. And like I said, our website is neverpresspause.com. And also, don't forget to check us out at BriaOnline.com. BriaOnline.com.
It's a mouthful.
G-Baby's still blogging like crazy.
Yeah. Do what?
I said G-Baby's still blogging like crazy on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to... It's kind of hard to do it every day, so I try every other day or so to put something up.
And like I said, I couldn't have been happier. You're doing a great job with that.
Another cool thing he's been doing is he's kind of done it on award shows and stuff. It's kind of like a live Twitter.
Yeah, we both did that for the Oscars.
Yeah, and then I did
But his is better. So
I did the Glee last night.
But... You did it for something else, Grammys.
Yeah, Grammys.
And it's pretty good if you can't watch it. Like he's telling you all the stuff right then, like when it happens. So it's pretty cool.
And I'll probably be twittering during the UFC this weekend.
Nice, which we are going to be hanging out at your house. I think is the plan for this weekend.
That's
so.
The plan. All
right. Well, like I said, Bailey, it's good to have you back in the studio. I know you've been pretty busy over there with the kid and all.
He has a name.
He's to be renamed Nameless. Okay, he's without a name. Let's just jump right into it. I know you've had a little time on your hands. What you been playing, LBX?
3 big games here lately have kind of come out. And first one that I really like that you all haven't played is Killzone 3. And I really like that game.
Did you beat it already? Or
I beat that game. Got into the multiplayer a lot. And it's really fun. It kind of went... It's a mix of Call of Duty gameplay as far as like how you run and shoot and the quickness of it, but with the classes of Battlefield. So it's kind of like a good mix between the two.
Now that's on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, it's exclusive, just PlayStation 3.
Let me ask, multiplayer, does it tell you how many people are online playing, yada, yada, yada kind of thing?
I haven't noticed.
You haven't noticed? Because my question is, and when I get into what I've been playing, I started playing Medal of Honor. I played it for 2 weekends in a row and beat it. And, a lot of long gameplay. But the multiplayer on there, I found that there's just nobody out there playing.
Well, Killzone 2, where it's an exclusive, like Medal of Honor's on all the consoles, where it's an exclusive, it's like a big time, kind of like Sony's big exclusives like Infamous and Killzone and Ratchet and Clank. A lot of people that only buy PlayStation 3s buy those games.
Right.
So a lot of people play it. They kind of had a problem there with the servers that they didn't have enough servers, dedicated servers for the games, and I couldn't get onto certain games like the first week or two.
But that's been all fixed now?
Yeah, that's all fixed. One of the cool things is, and I can't remember, when we played Battlefield, like when you used Engineer and you ranked up, did you just rank up in Engineer, or when you unlock stuff for Engineer?
Yeah, you unlock certain things for that
For each
class.
class.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, in Killzone, you unlock points. So let's say I'm really good at a medic, but I think I want to unlock some stuff and other things. I can play as a medic all the time and use all my unlock points to unlock stuff
classes?
and other class stuff. That way, it makes me want to play them more. One of the coolest things, it's got the medic like in Battlefield. It's got the engineer that repairs stuff. Engineers can also build turrets. But one of the guys is called an infiltrator, and what he does is he puts on camo that looks the same as the other team. And until you get so close, depending on how many ranks you buy up on it, you can get almost run right. I ran right beside a team, and they didn't even know I was there.
Why every time any game you love stealth mode?
Yeah.
It's all about sneaking around with you.
It's
love
really
it.
fun, and the only way for them to tell it really is to put their crosshair on you, and it'll be red, like that lets them know that you're. But I was just running behind guys. Their whole team was running out. They had just spawned. Just boom, boom,
dropping them.
Dropping
like it's hot.
Yeah, the sniper has a invisibility cloak. If you move it, you can see them like flickering. It's
Kind of
really
like
weird.
the Predator.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they flicker kind of if they move. So that's
Well, that was like that demo we had, Crisis or whatever we had downloaded, and they had that camo on that.
yeah, kind of like.
Up on the
Except you
rooftops.
could run with that stuff.
Yeah. So
But if you got a PS3, I'd say it's a definite buy. If you got both and you're a little tired of the shooters are out now, it's a really good mix of two good shooters. So that's what I was saying.
all right, good deal. What else you been playing?
Dragon Age, I'll just say it's a Dragon Age game, just like the first one. It looks better. The graphics are better. The story's not as, at least yet, as in-depth and... there was so many different ways to start the game in Dragon Age Origins. I know Jeremy played it, and I mean, me and him used to talk about all the different decisions we made, and it totally affected the end of the game. I mean, almost more than Mass Effect did. But this game, instead of you're one character, and you're just going to be that character. You can't really pick how you start. So.
Let's talk about this real quick. You just pointed out that Dragon Age 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, another game I'm going to be talking about because I just beat it and we're getting ready to start the new one, but you guys have played already, is Fallout. Fallout 3, really in depth. I mean, whole world to go and discover, all this stuff to do. Fallout New Vegas, did it fall a little short compared to the storylines of Fallout 3? What do you guys think? Let's get some opinions out there. Fallout 3 to New Vegas. Storylines fall a little short.
To me, Fallout wasn't even about the storyline. I could have cared less.
Yeah.
And Fallout 3, I could have cared less about the storyline.
But there were those little side stories, is what I'm saying, and that's what I'm getting to. Is
I actually like the main storyline of Fallout New Vegas better because it's kind of
what I liked. Fallout 3, it was very linear. You knew where you were going.
Uh-huh.
You knew you were going to find this guy's dad, and that was going to lead you to something else. New Vegas, it's kind of one event happens, and then you can kind of branch off into a lot of different things from that one. There's no one set ending you're trying to get to.
I just liked in Fallout New Vegas, and I haven't beat it yet, but the main storyline is you've been left for dead, a guy shot you, and you're out for revenge. I like that storyline a little better than
going to find your dad
Yeah.
who left to try to save the world. Well, the only reason I was asking is because the way it sounded right there. I know I touched you again, and we'll stop. Okay, I won't touch you again. What I was thinking is, it sounds like maybe Dragon Age 2. It sounds like they maybe, hey, we were really successful with this. Let's push out the next one. Of course, bottom line is money. We've talked about that on here before. But let's push this out. Let's push this out. I want this game in a year and a half, regardless of storyline. Make it look good. Have a couple new things, and let's.
They've improved a lot in it. There's a lot improved. The graphics definitely look better.
But like you said, the
combat,
choices at the beginning even are
in Dragon Age Origins, you picked your race, male or female, and where you there was like how many races? 8 or 10 different ones.
Yeah.
And when you started that race, each one was totally different start to the game. which was neat. But also, no one's going to play. I mean, at the start of the game was probably about 5 hours, so no one's going to play every character start of the game. So this one kind of gets you more into it. The combat's a lot easier. If you've played Fable 3, they've kind of made it a little bit like Fable 3, which is a lot easier combat.
Gotcha.
But the game that's really fun, and I'm sure Jeremy will talk about it, I started playing it more last night, and I just couldn't stop, was Bulletstorm.
You beat it
Yeah.
in a weekend. Kind of flew through it,
Yeah.
but you had also rented it, so you had to get it back. So you've been playing it, getting pretty far. I know I played the demo.
The demo, like I thought, the way the demo's set up, it's like here's a stage, a start and an end, and you need to get as many points as you can in that stage. I didn't really realize that the whole game is not even like that. The game has a story. I mean, it's got a full-fledged story. There's no like beginning and end really. That is at the end of the stage. It says, "Oh, you got this many points. Compare it to your friends." That's what I thought it was going to do.
Right.
It doesn't do that.
Okay. But
Yeah,
do the points help and you add up and then you get bonus
Really,
weapons,
the
or-
point. Yeah, the points are you can buy ammo, upgrades, and
Yeah, there's these
and
things
stuff
called
like-
drop kits that you can hook up to and buy ammo and upgrade your guns and stuff like that, which I found it got to the point where I didn't really need to upgrade anything anymore because you get what's called charge shots, which are like high-powered things.
Yeah.
So like,
I just unlocked those.
yeah, so if you get like a shotgun, you can go up to a guy and it basically burns off his skin.
Pretty
And they've
awesome.
got some neat little names and stuff, but after a while, I was just kind of trying to power through, and there was some neat stuff there. The campaign is really short, but there's basically it's horde mode. I can't remember what it's multiplayer, but that's what it is. It's horde mode, and what I like about it is you're not fighting like as a group of 4 to kill everybody. You're trying to get the highest score out of the 4, and if you get a higher score, then you get more XP and you get to unlock extra things.
So unlike zombies where you're trying to group survive,
Yeah.
this one you're just trying to get more points than everybody else.
But do you still have to try to survive as a group?
Yeah, but like that's the thing is like you'll go and use your leash and get a guy, and you'll do the thing so you get more skill points. But then somebody else will totally come in and try to steal your kill because they want the points for it. So you had to be very strategic because I would see 2 or 3 guys go one way and I would take off the other way. Now there's a thing called echoes, which you replay certain parts of each.
Is that kind of the stages?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that is leaderboard. You get to the end of it, and it shows you. You can look at your friend leaderboard, and you can look at the overall multiplayer leaderboard.
And I'm kind of looking forward to beating the game to do those things, but
you always love time challenges and comparing yourself.
Yeah.
to. I mean that's one of the like that marble game. You used to love to do that, but you were the only one to have it, so you couldn't compare yourself to anybody but like the world leaderboards and stuff. But yeah, you enjoy that. It seems like so.
it's fun.
I have a question for you, real quick, through the Ustream.
Yes.
Says, how long did it take you to finish Fallout 3?
Gosh. Well, I'll get to that when I get to talking about what I've been playing because I got a small story to say about that. So that'll be coming up here in a second. But anything else you've been playing besides that?
Not really.
Okay.
That's about it.
3 games. That's pretty impressive.
Little
Big Planet
Well,
2.
we also
No.
haven't seen him in 6 weeks. So.
I know. He's been
what's
hibernating.
the Limbo? I've been playing some Limbo.
I did Alan Wake. I totally forgot. We've been playing that.
But Limbo it's pretty neat. It's
Going
not
under,
for
Going
everybody.
under the stick and stuff. And the music that you're making
on
good.
roller skates.
Yeah.
At the roller rink.
That's
It's a lot of
pretty
fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard with bad ACLs.
I
though.
can only imagine. All right, LBX. Thank you very much. Kai Guy, what you been playing?
Well, I beat Dead Space 2 last week. Enjoyed it just as much as the first one. Graphically, it looks better. The story I didn't think was as good as the first Dead Space, but I like some of the things they did to advance the story, like thinking some main characters who you think are going to be main characters, killing them off at kind of weird times, and you're like, whoa, I thought that guy would be around for a while, or that girl or whatever.
Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of those kind of jump moments. I told you about the night I was playing, and you go through like this little elementary school gym, and there's something like you just know something's going to happen, and like, so the music gets real loud and nothing happened. And I was like, okay, it's just going to scare me. And then immediately after that, something happened. And I was like, holy crap.
It's not like little kids doing creepy nursery rhymes, because that freaks me out.
No. They have a lot bigger difference in the enemies this time. You know, in the first game, they had 3 or 4 basic types. This time, they've got what's called the pack, which are like basically kids that are running to get you.
I'm done. I don't even want to.
And then they have
demon kids.
crawlers, which are exploding babies.
Yeah, I've heard that's
pretty
crazy.
graphic.
One of the things I will say is that game does a great job of, you get to the end of a stage and it doesn't like bring up a you finished and blah 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 like the first Dead Space did. This one, it like you'll go down a hallway and turn and it pops up chapter 11 like in the very corner, and you just, that's kind of how you know where you're at. And I will say, if anybody's out there playing it and you get to the end when the credits start rolling, do not put the controller down. That's all I'm going to say, because the game is not over when the controller. I mean, it can very well end at that moment, but you just hang around with it and the controller will start shaking, and you can totally change the ending of the game that way.
I know in the first Dead Space, did you the biggest jump for me was the last cutscene in the game.
And there's a play on that cutscene at the end of Dead Space 2.
If you haven't played Dead Space 1, you need to play it. But I don't want to spoil it right now.
I want to say Amazon or Best Buy one has it for like $14 this week. And
Dead Space?
Yeah, it's totally worth it.
Oh, definitely worth $14. So, all right. Anything else out there you've been playing, kicking around?
Well, I played some Bulletstorm. We tried a little of that Full House Poker today.
We did try that.
Yeah, how did that go?
Well, we did the single player because that's what the trial mode gets you. It was okay. I think it would be a lot more fun if you had more people. If you were online playing multiplayer.
Here's my thing though. I don't want to be at a table with these people and then, like, you know how Xbox kids are perceived anyways. Hopefully there won't be too many kids playing the poker, but I can only imagine getting beat in a hand of Texas Hold'em and a kid trying to like either teabag or like talk trash at a poker game. I'm like,
oh, they would, and it doesn't have to be kids. Anybody would.
Well, one of the things I like about it is the more you play and you get your XP and stuff up, they're going to have tiers created, so you won't have just the little kids wanting to get on and be, little douches. You'll be able to play with people who've been playing the game a lot, and their skill has gotten them to a higher level.
Well, what about I've played some online poker, and even Xbox had one that came out for free for a little bit, Texas Hold'em, but it got to the point where everybody was just like, I'm all in. They go all in all the time because it's not real money. And, once it was all in, and if they won or lost, or if they lost, it's just, okay, I quit.
Now, this one you start with $2,500, and once you get to zero, you have to buy in. You have to buy more money. So
not with real cash.
Yeah, well, with points. Once you exhaust, everybody that starts with $2,500, and once you exhaust that money, you have to buy in with points.
There's no way to get money back?
Well, no, the money you win from playing, you get to keep. But if somebody just gets in there and is like, I'm all in first hand, and they lose money, they've got to go out and buy more money.
It almost seems illegal.
I thought that's how I
surely there's like a time thing where it's like maybe after a day.
Well, yeah, there is, because if you get knocked out, you don't get XP for so many minutes, and then the minutes go up each time. I remember reading that.
Maybe, yeah. I would.
But it was poker. It was kind of nice to see your little avatar sitting there. You could go around and work every different angle and every different thing. So. But with that being said, the poker, I'm thinking maybe waiting until it's about 400 points. Yeah. Hopefully the price will go down, and we may grab that up. It'll be good for the summer, too, some lazy day or some lazy night when we're all on and not doing anything else. But with that being said, we'll come back and see what else G-Baby's been playing, and that'll take us to our first break for Never Press Pause, episode 17. All right, guys, welcome back to Never Press Pause. This is episode 17. We're right before break. We just got done talking about a little poker party. What else you been playing, G-Baby? What else is out there for you?
That's about it. Dead Space 2, Bulletstorm. I played the demo of Crosses 2, finally. Thought that was okay.
Was it multiplayer or single player?
Single player is what
I need to play it. A lot of people dogged out the multiplayer beta demo. I thought it was fun. I liked it. Crisis.
Yeah. So
The suit stuff was pretty cool, I thought.
You're a Zoot Suit, right?
Thank you.
All right. With that being said, on to me. Played a little Alan Wake. Got that for $20. Well worth the money. Well worth the money. You're looking at what? 5 chapters, 6 chapters.
yeah.
Every one of them lasts an hour, easily an hour, to play through that chapter. And just the fact that you have a flashlight and a shotgun rifle or a pistol, and those are your weapons. I really enjoyed it. I loved it, actually. It was a lot of fun. We really did enjoy it. I know you liked it as well.
Yeah.
And just a great storyline. Like, the storyline really drives this game, and it was just an interesting way to tell it, and the narration and everything else. And I'll bring that next time and let you borrow it so you can play it. And like I said, you're looking at 5 to 6 hours for $20. It was, like I said, real.
Well, I've been trying to get you to buy it at that price for 3 or 4 months now, and finally talked you into it.
It's
What
true.
you doing, you idiot?
Gosh, I suck. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. But with that, I also, like I said, I played Medal of Honor. Did you play that one? Is that the one you run in and beat?
Yep.
Yeah, I played that. You're looking at maybe 4 to 5 hours of
Yeah,
game
it's
time.
very
It was
short.
real quick. Did you see the ending where it thanks all the special forces and armed forces kind of thing? Pretty cool storyline. You're in Afghanistan. Sometimes you're dressed up and undercover as some of the jihad, and the other times you're a Marine, and it was pretty cool up on the mountains and stuff. And
You were dressed up as a holy war.
I was fighting the jihad.
That's I was thinking, but I think
What are you going for Halloween this year? I'm going as the holy war, Dad.
I'm going as a crusade.
And back to me hating Bailey. Thank goodness. Miss Williams is at Gillum's. Thanks a lot, Miss Williams. Thanks for bringing me some. But with that, also Fallout 3. So the question was, how long did it take me to beat Fallout 3? And real time, it took me over 3 years. So 3 years ago, we're playing this game, Fallout 3.
It
Loving
doesn't
the game.
seem like 3 years.
I know,
yeah.
but it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and then all of a sudden, I think one of the Call of Duties had come out, and we just stopped, like cold turkey, playing Fallout 3. Nobody played it again. And this is after we would sit in parties for... And I put it back in because Duder has been bothering me for 2 weeks about playing Fallout 3. All these questions, it just made me want to put it back in. So I put it back in, and I'm not kidding, no more than 10 minutes later, I am at the final mission, and I am getting ready to beat the game, sneaking around and sending the girl into the reactor. Spoiler alert. And that was it. The game was over. I'm watching this, and I'm like...
Kind of sucky ending. Especially the fact that's not even a cutscene. It's like a picture.
Ron Perlman comes up and the Wanderer around the waist.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But at the same time, I enjoy the game, and now I'm kind of just back in the habit of it. So I've got that in. We're getting ready to start New Vegas. Me and Duder are getting ready to start New Vegas to play that. But it was a fun game, and now I'm just looking around the wasteland and stuff like that. So that was another one I'd been playing. I just finished that up, and I'm really excited about putting New Vegas in. So
Now, did you beat Broken Steel?
Mm-hmm,
I never did that part.
I did get Broken Steel because I've got the
robot.
mission for the...
The only... Well, you had to have Broken Steel or else you don't... The game ends if you don't have Broken Steel. I have beat all of them except Mothership Zeta, which was the last one. And I have it, I just haven't played it.
I never got that one or the one out in the woods.
Well, when
or
Circuit
Redneck.
City was
Now-
going out of business, I got all 5 of them like half price or something.
New Vegas. You beat it?
Mm-hmm.
You beat it. Can you go back into the wasteland and free roam, or is it?
Yeah,
you gotta
once it
start a new
ends,
game?
you can go back and free roam. But
Okay,
it's kind of there's really no point in it unless you're just doing side quests. What I would recommend is there comes a point, and they did this in Fallout 3, and they do this in New Vegas, where it's like, okay, you are getting ready to make a decision that will impact the rest of the game. And it pops up that little window. Are you sure you want to do this, or do you want to back out? I would recommend you back out,
Save.
do a save, because that's what I did. I went and made one decision, beat the game, then I went back and made another decision, because basically you're not picking one path or the other. You have about 4 different ways you can go. There's Kazar, the NPR, the Yes Man, or Mr. House. So you can go with 4 different 4 different possibilities there.
All right.
See, I haven't beat the game. I just got to where I got to make a choice with Mr. House to go with him. So I saved it right before I had to make the choice, and I was like, I'm going to try to go against Mr. House in his own house.
You didn't do so well.
No.
Not-
He's got robots
I took
everywhere.
him down.
I don't
down.
think I'm at the level to do that yet.
You're trying to motor
Well,
through
see,
it.
that's my thing with Fallout is I spend so much time wandering around looking for side quests
That's how
that
I
I'm
got such
already
high
like
level.
a level 15 when I go do my third
See,
or
I'm
fourth
just at
story
like
mission.
9.
Level cap is at 30 on this one, from what I've been told.
Yeah, but they've also said that I can't remember if it was either the Dead Money one that came out or the next one's going to come out. They're bumping the level cap.
I
again.
think it's the
Okay.
next one. I heard Dead Money is the worst download.
I've heard some people that have really liked Dead Money, and some people who have been like, because it's more like team based, but you can't control any of your team, and the AI has never been the strong suit of Fallout, like your AI helpers.
They're pretty dumb.
Although I will say in New Vegas they are much more helpful than
Rex is the greatest.
Rex and
He's a little dog.
and Boone. Boone, and if you get him at Novak, I tell everybody if you can get Boone, but do not ask for his hat.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of hoping to put that
Do
in
not.
this weekend and get that going and get that started. So that's pretty exciting. So that's what we've been playing. That took a little bit longer than I thought, but let's jump right into it. You've been watching anything? You've been watching a lot of TV. You said anything?
Well,
new
a
and
lot
exciting?
of TV, but
Netflix.
some Netflix stuff, but mainly like Survivor, The Office, a lot of stuff me and my wife watch together. So like American Idol, been watching that.
Had a conversation with you today on the phone, and maybe this morning on the internet, through the miracle of the internet. This thing
Yeah.
called email. I don't know if you. I mean, I know we've heard of it. You heard of email?
Yes.
Okay, well
Is it
we
like
use
a text message.
It's sort
That's
of like
what
a
my dad
text
calls
message.
text now.
Is emails?
I sent you an email today.
You sent me a text,
Yeah.
Father. Thank you. Anyways, you said something. Your DirecTV. What do we got on DirecTV all of a sudden?
So every now and then, I've got the big DVR HD receiver, and I've got it hooked to the internet because you can get your on-demand shows over the internet real quick. So I have it hooked up, and I get emails from them or messages or whatever. And
I
it
used
said,
to love those messages.
it
from
said, check out YouTube videos now on DirecTV. So I mean, I thought it was pretty cool that they could just add that function in,
right.
out of the sky or whatever. But so I searched up Never Press Pause, found it, and just shows up perfect. And it looks in HD on the TV. It sounds real good.
So now we're coming to you streaming live on your television sets.
on your DirecTV.
What up, boys and girls? So
But that's pretty neat. I got the Netflix streaming. I've been watching just Family Guy episodes over and over. Amanda's watching Greek.
it's a very good show.
Yeah,
Cammy.
when I told her that, what should I say?
I'm seriously Cammy.
Cammy.
Or not Cammy.
Cappy.
Cappy.
Happy. Now every time I walk in there and she's watching it, and I see a scene with him, like, well, Yarnell said that was him 10 years ago.
Cappy is in college for 8 years. I was
Yeah.
in college for 8 years. Cappy was the head of his
I pictured
fraternity.
you as,
I was the head of the
I
fraternity.
pictured you as that one guy, the African American guy on the show.
The one that likes dudes.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Not so much. But no, for real. When I watched that show, there's some of it that me and my brother were like, yeah, because we were both in the fraternity.
Yeah.
That happens. We do those kind of things. Some of those parties are a little more outrageous than what EKU would have to offer. But it
I
happens.
think they seem kind of tame compared to some movies that's been out with.
Well, I'm talking about around the world party, where
Oh,
you
okay.
actually go to a different room and have a different drink from around the, stuff like that does happen. But with a budget, when you're balling on a budget like EKU students and you were living in 3-bedroom apartments, it doesn't happen as often. So, but that is a great.
I have to say, if there's
show.
any Survivor watchers out here, this has been one of the best Survivors in a while. It's been pretty
You
good.
may be the Survivor watcher.
Oh,
out here.
millions of people watch Survivor.
Millions.
There's a new
years
There's a new
ago.
guy on the show, and he's insane. He says he's a Secret Service agent.
Yeah, I know.
But there's a question mark, like when they put the graphic up, so and so Secret. So there's a question mark at the end. There is no way he could be a Secret Service agent. He is the dumbest person that's ever played Survivor.
Pink underwear.
Oh, and he wears like most guys wear like swimming trunks all day there. He wears these like pink tighty whities, but they're not tight. They're like saggy and old man.
Nice.
And they all hate him, but they keep him around because they're like, oh, everybody hates him. He'll never win. Everybody hates him.
Speaking of old men, the other day yesterday I get a call, and it's my dad, and he said, this is going to sound weird coming from your dad, but he said, are pleated pants still in style? And
he was serious.
And I said, no, not for like the last 10 years. And he's like, he goes, well, then why do they sell so many of them at the store? And I was like, well, because people like you keep buying them, so all the old men love them.
And he was like, all right, I was just checking. And they're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, buy the pleated. We got to get rid of them.
Yeah, buy this rack.
So I just thought that was funny, and you said old men, so I just, but, all right, well, good deal. Been watching a lot of TV. Grant, what you been watching?
I got back in the Netflix. I had a little lull. I watched Faster with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
He's awesome.
I thought it wasn't bad.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. It was not what I thought it would be. It's much more of a character thing than an action movie.
The guy I work with rented it this weekend, and he said he had to show me a clip of this guy he's one of the characters, and he's working out in the movie, doing all this crazy like handstand and I don't know, some fitness guy in the movie. I guess it's
pretty much ruined this podcast. Episode 17 has been ruined by.
But
you're touching me again.
Don't touch me.
So yeah, I watched that, and then I watched Secretariat Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I tell you, whoever produces those movies for Disney. It's the same people that done Remember the Titans and Miracle and all those movies. They just know how to do those sports movies.
Mighty Ducks?
No, I don't think this is Mighty Ducks people. I think Mighty Ducks was a little bit before. But they know how to make those movies. And even though you know Secretariat's going to win and stuff, they do a good job of creating suspense. We watched Paranormal Activity 2 last night.
What'd you think?
Nah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked it. But at one point, I get a look about 30 minutes into it and was like, this is dumb. Is anything
Well, there's a lot of repetition,
of
but that's what it's building
up.
But
that last hour, like I think it builds really well, especially about the time that the girl gets locked out of the house.
Oh, yeah. The toy train, choo-choo train kind of freaks
all of that stuff.
I hate you guys.
And my thing is, I think you need to see the first one to
you really do need to see the first one, because I know I was talking to somebody who had at school today that had just seen the second one. They're like, "Well, I thought of this." And I was like, "Well, if you saw the first one, it makes sense." And especially if you've seen the first one, you realize when the first movie starts at the end of the second movie, is that it just picks right up, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I remember that part from the beginning of the first movie," and it ties in. So well. It's almost like
it explains the first
it's almost like they planned it out ahead of time, but I'm not giving them that much credit.
Yeah, I don't think they did, but it explains the first movie, which I thought was pretty cool.
I hate scary movies. I'm going to stay with I hate scary movies for the rest of my life and not ever see a scary movie again because I don't like scary movies. Anything else you've been watching, though?
No, jumped on the Netflix. I've bought a Blu-ray player, a wireless Blu-ray player, just so I could stream Netflix in my living room.
I did that. I hooked up my Blu-ray player, HDMI cable.
Yeah.
With that, did yours come with a cable to connect to your TV? Because the one I got, I didn't have an HDMI.
No, but I've had 3 or 4 HDMI cables.
Okay, so I did that, and that is awesome. That Blu-ray player with the wireless and the Netflix, Pandora radio, all these it's crazy how advanced these are.
Yeah, well now there's a story about as I went and I bought they had a Samsung for sale. It was like $100. On the top it says wireless. I asked the dude, I'm like, so all I got to do is plug this up, hook it to my TV, I'm good to go. Yeah. So I take it home. You have to have a LAN adapter to get the wireless. So I'm like, well, I'll just go to Radio Shack and buy a cheap one. No, it has to be a Samsung LAN adapter that costs like $80.
What?
So I took it back to Best Buy, bought a $129 Insignia, which I will say, if you're looking for a cheap wireless Blu-ray player, Best Buy has a $129 Insignia. Go buy it because you can stream Netflix, Pandora,
I think that's the one I have.
and I mean it's $129 and it's great quality stuff, and their interface for Netflix is really easy. But I've been watched a couple of movies I've been wanting to see, nothing worth mentioning because they weren't any good, but they were just kind of on there. But I was looking at a lot of newer movies are going to that Insta-Queue a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I watched
Lost. I finished
I just
Lost,
joined it last month, and I was actually kind of disappointed. I thought a lot more newer stuff would be on there.
But you got to think too, though. You've got all these TV shows that are now going Insta-Queue, which, for me, it takes. You got to work your way through that. But
Yeah,
I love
but
it.
like on a Saturday night, me and Amanda want to watch a new movie.
Oh, here's an
And
idea.
then,
Why don't you go out and rent a movie?
You could go
to the
And
movies,
what?
or go to Redbox.
or go to Redbox.
Why do I want to go to Redbox? I'm paying for Netflix.
Because Netflix
I like
wasn't set
Redbox
up for
because
that.
that's why I do 3 at a time because I'm pretty sure I'm always going to have a movie. But if I do go on a little bender and watch 2 or 3 movies, I don't mind paying $1 to go to Redbox and get
I
something.
still do not have a Redbox account.
Or like
You don't even have an. There's no
I
account
watched.
to make.
You gotta put
I
your
forgot. I
credit card
watched
down.
Takers. I got it on Blu-ray for $1.50 from Redbox. It was definitely worth $1.50.
I watched a part of a movie called Dark On. Have y'all heard of it on Netflix?
What is it?
Go watch Dark On. It'll make you feel better about yourself.
What about
Kind of like Human Centipede. Did we
It's about human role players. Like
Oh wow!
Like that.
Really, like Nerdville population.
it's a documentary,
Yeah.
and it's about people that like after they get off work, they go play in this huge role playing game.
Kind of like Brad does. Just kidding, Brad. I'm just kidding.
But these people like pretty bad off. Like, not that if you play that stuff, that's fine. But these people live it.
That's
like this guy
probably
thinks
some
he's
of
the king of
people
the
that watch
land.
us.
Yeah, that's what they think about us right now. They're
Yeah.
like, you 3 should probably be there playing instead of doing this stupid podcast. Thanks, fans.
They
Appreciate
make
it.
their own weapons out of like pillows and hit each other.
I like the foam swords and
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like
what it
that.
is.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, Night and Day. I watched that with Cruz.
What's
It's pretty
that
good.
to do?
Because the night, it's not like it's like night, Knight. Night,
Play on words.
Play on words. Do you see how I did that? But
You're
I
a
watched
wordsmith.
that. What's wrong with you? Watch that. I can't wait to watch Due Date. And the lady friend let me borrow old Dewey Cox. Walk Hard.
Yeah,
And I cannot wait to rewatch that.
Cut in half real bad.
You've seen it.
I've
though.
seen it.
Okay.
We saw it at the theater, but I just could not wait to see it.
I didn't
again,
think it
so.
was that great when I watched it the first time.
And it's got to be one of those movies that just gets
We
better. every time.
rented it, and I was like, "This is going to be stupid." And I was laughing so hard I was crying at parts of it because I just think I didn't assume it was going to be funny at all.
Yeah.
And we watched The Hangover again. That's how we broke in the new Blu-ray player. We put the Blu-ray Hangover in.
Nice.
And it is still just as funny.
I really I watched Cyrus. Speaking of John C. Reilly, I keep just associating one thing after the other. John C. Reilly is in Cyrus, where he dates this woman and she's got a son.
I had 2 or
He's
3 people say the
it's
movie was horrible.
Not as good as you think it is. They kind of set it up. It's almost like a dark comedy in a way. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the best thing I've ever seen, and there was a lot of downtime. John C. Reilly is maybe one of the ugliest men I've ever seen on screen after that movie. He's hideous. I would still have his babies, of course, because he's an amazing actor, but he is the ugliest creature on earth. I mean, almost as bad as Vincent from Beauty and the Beast, the TV
What's
show.
the guy
that
with the
you
big
weren't allowed.
head and that
Mask.
Rocky Dennis.
That wasn't a real person, was it?
Yes.
No, it was based on a real guy.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But Eric Stoltz was the guy in the movie.
I don't want
Did you
to
hear his laugh?
hurt anybody's
All
feelings.
right. With you making fun of people's large, ginormous heads, we will take a break. This is Never Press Pause, episode 17, and we'll be right back after these commercial breaks. All right, and we are back from our break. This is episode 17 of Never Press Pause. Just got done talking about what you've been watching. Got a lot of stuff. Man, we took our time on playing and watching. We've been catching up, reminiscing.
Yeah.
You know, we got our boy back in studio. It's been
Just
nice.
like the olden days.
It's like the good old days.
He told us the old man story, and it was hilarious.
Hilarious. So we are back. We're going to get into some new releases. Of course, I've got 2 that I want to honorably mention here in a little bit.
Well, one
but
of
I'll
them
let
was
you
going to get
started.
mentioned on this.
So can I Can I scream like it's the secret word of the day from Pee Wee's Funhouse?
Yeah, I will
Okay.
tell you when we get there. I'll
Just
let
give
you
me
say
like
it.
a little. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, with new releases, G Baby, take it away.
Okay, coming out this week on DVD.
Do you notice how I don't even call him by his name? Like, I make him, I call him G Baby
We
now.
have, well, that's when I was doing the episode descriptions for episode 16, the one where Matt was in here. One of the ones I came up with was 2 Yarnells and a G Baby. Coming out this week on DVD, How Do You Know? That was Reese Witherspoon, Owen Wilson, Paul Rudd, Jack Nicholson. Didn't get greatly reviewed, didn't make a lot of money, but got a lot of big names in it. Skyline.
Was that the alien movie with
That was the
Chocolate
alien-
Bear?
Yeah. That was with Chocolate
I want to
Bear.
see that. A lot of people say it's
A
decent.
lot of people said they only made it for like $200,000. It made its budget back, so I'm sure now they're just padding money on there. The Tourist with Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp, which you'd think with those two in it has to be good, but the reviews on that weren't
It got
great.
cut on pretty hard at the Golden
Yeah.
Globes by Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. And then Yogi Bear.
Do you remember the joke from our podcast?
The Yogi Bear
The
joke
Yogi Bear
about
joke.
the
Oh, yeah.
poster.
All good things.
Classic.
All
Yes.
good things coming bears.
We
Um,
almost had to shut it down.
coming out in theaters this week. A little something for everybody. Paul, the Simon Pegg, Nick Frost.
Looks decent.
I like how they're crossing over, taking the Simon Pegg, and then going with the new cast, Paul Rudd and all them.
Yeah.
I like that, really.
Seth Rogen is the alien in this one. Looks like it'll be okay. Looks definitely like a rental. The Lincoln Lawyer. That's Matthew McConaughey's new movie. It's this guy who runs his law firm out of his Lincoln, and he gets this big case, and sounds like a John Grisham
So,
book.
I thought it was something about Lincoln.
I thought it
maybe
was like
John
I thought it was
Wilkes Booth.
Aaron Brockovich with a dude.
No, I don't think so. And then this movie, Limitless, with Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro, where Bradley Cooper takes this drug and makes him extremely smart.
I really want to see this
It
movie.
looks good. And did anybody see Bradley Cooper on Inside the Actors Studio this weekend? And he cried incessantly for like the first 20 minutes.
Just because he was on there?
He was a student at the Actors Studio.
Oh, that's even
And they're like, his mom and dad are there, and he's introducing his teachers, and he's tearing up. And, definitely. And I always like it when they get these people, like they'll bring Tom Hanks. It's a 2-hour. We didn't even get to talk about every movie. And Bradley Cooper, they're like, yeah, you had a role. You were on Alias. Let's talk. Let's spend about 15 minutes talking about Alias. And then there was The Hangover. And now you're doing The Hangover 2.
Oh, you left out A-Team. Did they really
They
get
did
in?
mention A-Team, and he was like, Liam Neeson, that dude was intense, and then that was kind of it.
He went camping a lot.
Yeah, so I like Bradley Cooper, but I don't know if he was ready for that yet.
I just
Video,
like the fact that I'm going to go ahead and stop you right now because you left a movie off the upcoming movie list, and it's I think it's called Chicks or something with the
The Easter Bunny?
the Easter Bunny and the
Yeah.
chickens.
is that out?
Did you leave that out on purpose
No, I
because
haven't-
it was such a great movie
haven't
that everybody
seen
already
it.
knows?
Basically, anything that's getting a wide release, I mentioned. So,
It looks like the dumbest movie. It looks like they tried to take Despicable Me.
Looks like they
cute
made
little-
it like last
Yeah.
month, just in time for Easter.
It's like they took Alvin and the Chipmunks, Despicable Me, and tried to take the cuteness out of both of them and throw them on the screen, and it's theater vomit.
theater.
I'm
Movie without a soul.
Yes,
It's like a-
soulless movie.
it's like
about
a ginger
Easter,
then.
Easter Bunny. So, all right, sorry, I didn't mean to
You're
stop
fine.
you. Go ahead.
Do y'all know anybody that went and watched Battle?
Battle
Yes.
for LA. We know a couple people, and they said it was pretty good.
Really good. Lots of action scenes.
The reviews aren't great, but I thought the previews made it look pretty good. Not that
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
great indicator. But
Yeah, lots of action scenes from what I've been told, so I'm pretty excited about that. That's another one I really want to see. So, all right, we're gonna stop
got a
cutting you
thumbs
off.
down.
Okay,
now.
video games. This week we already mentioned Full House Poker. That hit today for download on Xbox Live. Top Spin 4 for those tennis lovers out there. And then probably one of the most controversial games to come out in a while, Homefront.
All right, who wants to do it? You want to give a real quick rundown, or do you want to give a quick rundown of
Bailey, 'cause-
of what?
of Homefront? What we've heard, what we've
Okay,
seen, what we've looked
basically,
at.
it's a first-person shooter that is set in not too distant future where like Korea is unified and has invaded the U.S. basically like the Western, like California and stuff like that, and they're pretty much in control. And a lot of the previews for the game said it's very graphic and has some intense scenes and they said it's wrote by a guy that writes futuristic novels and stuff like that. They say a lot of scenes are hard to watch because it's like wartime stuff, except instead of all the war games are always it's other countries and other people
or past stuff that's already happened.
Yeah, and this is like families being lined up on a wall and stuff.
Well, not only that, American families.
Yeah.
Because you're in America. This is America. America. I did like the website, though. Did you go to the Homefront website? You've got this timeline, and it starts at like 2012 and works its and it's like every year it shows how much more they've moved into America and what happened to it was cool. A really cool website to kick off.
It's good that
game.
They've really thought of the backstory and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now the review, it came out this week, and the reviews have kind of been on a 10 range, 7 to 8ish.
Yeah, GameSpot gave it a 7. I was just looking at their review,
and I think IGN gave it around 7 or 8. But it seems like they said the story is real good, but like some of the gameplay stuff's not the greatest.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that quick rundown. All right, back to new releases. What else we got?
Coming out next week on DVD, Black Swan. With,
I want to see
Natalie Portman and Justin Timberlake's new girlfriend, Mila Kunis. And then the latest Disney movie, Tangled, which I heard good things about.
That did really well.
Yeah, Summer.
Yeah. It made a ton of money.
Yeah. Summer was telling me that she really wants to see this.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
And coming out in the theaters next week, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, the second one there. And then a movie that I want to see just because the previews look so awesome. But I know the movie will not be nearly this good. But Sucker Punch.
Is that the all-female cast?
That's the female cast.
Directors of 300?
Yeah, and now they've given out more details. So basically, the girl, the main character, has been put in an insane asylum by her father or stepfather. And so this is how she escapes, where she goes to now. So it looks really interesting.
Mentally.
And then 3 games coming out next week. Crisis 2 comes out. And then Ghostbusters, Sanctum of Slime, which is a top-down shooter, no voices or anything. And then the third one.
What is it?
Lego Star Wars 3. It's going to be the Clone Wars for Lego's Star Wars. And I've been watching the Clone Wars on Cartoon Network since day one. And they're up to season 3, I believe we're on, and I love that show. But also a May release with the Lego theme. The Lego Caribbean is coming out, and it will be all 4 movies. And I'm going to continue to talk about that until I have the game in hand on our podcast after I've played it and beat it. So, but no, Lego Star Wars 3. I'm really excited about that. I'll probably buy that opening weekend, or maybe get it off of Amazon ASAP. So. Thanks for giving me that kickback for the what you've been the new releases.
Well, we can't wait.
I know you guys seem so excited. Like I am.
I am excited for Lego games. I just don't get as excited as you.
Why do I get so excited about these Lego games? It's kind of frightening if you think about it. We got any more new releases?
No, that'll do us for the next couple of weeks.
All right, well that should catch us up on the new releases. All right, guys, it is that time of year. And I think you all know what I'm talking about.
The ball is tipped.
I was talking about St. Patrick's Day.
Where did you go?
Actually, you know what? With that being said, let's go. Let's talk about a podcast that you kind of hit us on real quick. Let's just give a real quick. Go ahead and introduce it and give a brief synopsis of said podcast, because seriously, it has nothing to do with barely has anything to do with what they're talking about, and it is the most off the wall humorous thing.
Are you still listening?
I've got
to
2 to catch up on, but I'm up to unit 6. I'm up to level 6, whatever, 6th episode.
Yeah. So if you like kind of off the wall comedy where people,
if you could watch the 3 of us in real time, just talk to each other about nothing, it's what it is.
So it's called Mike and Tom Eat Snacks. It's on iTunes. Find it. It's Michael Ian Black, who is pretty much the only funny person on I love the 80s, I love the 90s stuff, I think.
Well, he did, he was so great in all those comedy sketch shows.
Yeah.
The State.
Yeah.
That's where all
But he's real sarcastic and dry. Like, he always says stuff very seriously, that is not serious at all.
Oh, yeah.
And then what's the other guy?
It was they were on the same show.
Yeah,
Chuck.
Yeah, the guy that played Chuck. The guy was the
Tom.
Tom
Cavanaugh.
Yeah.
Tom Cavanaugh. He was the in Yogi Bear. He was the park ranger. But they pick a snack. And they talk about a snack, and it's not a long podcast.
It's a 30-minute podcast.
Yeah, 30-minute
tops.
podcast. So they'll like say Cheetos or something was their first snack. They might talk about Cheetos for 5 minutes out of the podcast.
I know the second or third podcast, they literally talked about the snack for maybe 5 minutes out of the 30 minutes, and the other time was spent talking about nothing.
I laughed so much. It's the funniest podcast.
And they're so dumb.
Yeah, just check it out. I didn't think the guy from Chuck, Tom Cavanaugh, was that funny in anything, really. I've never been a big fan
When
of
those two were playing off each other,
I think it was because in Scrubs I didn't like him.
Oh, okay.
But he plays JD's brother in Scrubs. But he's almost funnier at some points because he gets when they start talking about the relationship together and while they're friends, it just is so funny.
It really is it's a funny short podcast to listen to. So just thought I had to throw that out there. All right, now. The ball is tipped.
There you are.
You're running for your life.
Please do not let Jennifer Hudson ruin that again.
Oh my God! So what we're talking about, of course, is the NCAA basketball tournament. The 64, the Final Four, the round of 64 is starting tomorrow. Brackets, get them in. I know that the March Madness has already begun, according to
Jim Nance. It started last night
with the two 16 play-in teams
on True TV.
On True TV today, I believe it may have started because Gus Johnson's doing the game. It's on right now.
Man,
Gus Johnson
so
can
awesome.
make a snail race seem exciting.
And I think he's done that. I think that's on the internet.
Look at that slug trail.
That snail is moving. But no, if you guys got any predictions, anything like that you want to throw out there? I mean, with the NCAA, it goes a little bit longer than like say the Super Bowl, which would be next Sunday, but or on a Sunday right after this. But who do you got? Final Four? Anybody you want to talk about?
My Final Four is Ohio State, Duke, Notre Dame, and Kansas. No, BYU. I got BYU.
Oh, Jimmer.
The Jimmer.
Bring them young, boys. Bring them young. Anybody you got in there?
I've got Ohio State, Kansas. I'm going to scroll down. Ohio State, Kansas, Duke, and St. John's.
Ooh.
I like
that. I think that bracket, the Pitt bracket, I don't
think
know
that
what region that is.
The Southeast.
That's the toughest one to pick because I don't think Pitt's very good. I think they're kind of overrated.
I've actually got Butler going to the Elite Eight out of there.
And they did pretty well last year. I've got Kentucky, Louisville, Tennessee, and Georgia. Final Four, all SEC.
That sounds about
so
right.
it's probably going to
I thought you might have Morehead State in there too.
Well, they're gonna knock Louisville off in the first round. So that ruins my bracket.
We posed a hypothetical question to a
Oh.
big UK fan.
We did.
At our school. You know who we're talking about, math teacher.
Double B.
Yeah.
So the question was, Kentucky and Louisville could conceivably play in the national title game.
Okay, let's backtrack. Let's not even worry about who we pose this to. Let's pose this to almost everyone in Kentucky for the most part, and this could relate to
and the listeners around the world.
Yes, anybody you know or know that is a Kentucky fan.
So we pose this question: if they could met in the national title game, Louisville wins. Which would you rather have happen? Your child be kidnapped, or Louisville win against Kentucky? And he said, I'd have to think about it.
Was he serious?
I think
there was a percentage of seriousness.
There has to be some
seriousness,
but
there's truth behind
it.
it.
We were talking about it. I mean, how many people out there are just fanatically crazy Kentucky fans that would rather see something bad happen to a loved one than Kentucky lose to Louisville in the final game of the NCAA
Louisville
tournament?
team coached by Rick Pitino.
It would be worse than Black Friday. That was a stock market crash back in the 20s.
Oh, I thought you were talking about...
no, not the sales.
The sales on
not the sales.
Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Make sure you're up on. So, no, I got Ohio State going pretty far. Kansas, of course, is going to run through their bracket.
Well,
I can't see them coming
Kansas
up against
is
too
that
big
team every year that they're either going to go deep in the tournament
Or
or
choke
they're going to
fast.
choke it up in the second round.
Yep, round of 32. San Diego State looks like they may have a.
They've got some athletes.
They've got a shot.
I hadn't seen them play a lot. The only team that's beat them this year was BYU, and that one of those games is when Jimmer had 60.
He can shoot.
And
lights out.
Yeah, and so I think San Diego State. What I've only seen them play 2 or 3 games, but they've got the athletes. I think they would give Duke fits if they made it that far. But as bad as I have to say it, Duke looks.
Well, now that they're possibly getting their best player back.
Now that Irving is possibly coming back, Duke looks legit.
I don't know if y'all probably don't watch it that much, but Around the Horn.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching that a lot more lately.
Okay, well, there's a guy on there. He's on there every day. As a sports writer, knows his stuff. And, sometimes they say crazy stuff, but he seems dead serious. His name's Bill Plaschke.
Mm-hmm.
He says that Old Dominion will be in the Final Four. And he said it yesterday, and they thought he was joking. And today they gave their Final Four picks, and he said, I guarantee Old Dominion will be in the Final Four.
Is that a George Foreman guarantee,
Well,
you think?
I don't know, but he seems dead set on it.
I don't have it up.
Old Dominion, huh?
Yeah, so in a couple of my brackets, I did.
Well,
I think
if
I had
you-
him win in a couple games.
Are you not going to
look-
get in our brackets, by the way? I guess not. Okay, that's a no.
If you look like that bracket, you could really see anybody come out of it because it's
Gonzaga?
so weak. Gonzaga, yeah, if
They're
they
in
beat
there.
St. John's.
So, all right. Well, with that being said, that's some NCAA predictions, and just remember, it's one shining moment. It's one shining moment,
Yeah.
and if that woman
I think they should have got
ruins,
Nate Dogg to sing it before.
Before-
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
If you want to get chill bumps, just go to YouTube, type in "One Shining Moment."
and then put in your favorite year. Like
Yeah.
I did 1998 just because that was the last year Kentucky had won, and so you get to see some shots of them. But
Yeah, but just go back to I think '89, the year Indiana, the year Keith Smart hit the shot against Syracuse. It was the first year they did it, and just watch all of them in sequence.
oh, it's so amazing.
Yes.
You can that just the instrumental at the beginning. You cannot help.
Don't
get
watch
close to this.
2010s though. Just skip that one.
Yeah, or just turn that one down and replay the other song.
Well, see, they cut. The thing a lot of people complained about is they timed it. There was like 30-something seconds of shots of Jennifer Hudson, and they were just like, she didn't hit a shot.
She
She didn't hit a buzzer beater.
She's not running
You
She
for
didn't
her
even
life.
win American Idol.
You just robbed some college kid from his one shining moment because you had to show Jennifer Hudson.
I did
face.
show Robbie the 1998 one, and that remember the one where the guy's doing that on the court.
Yeah.
he's immortalized doing that dumbest pose and
the
thing ever.
The year
So,
that Adam Morrison is sitting at half court, just rocking,
Crying,
sobbing.
little
That's a
girl.
good year too.
Adam Morrison,
He turned
keep
out
him.
pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing really well, isn't he? All right, real quick before we finish up and wrap it up for the night, UFC's coming up this Saturday. Got a pretty decent card, but next month, isn't that the really big card?
Yeah, GSP and Jake Shields is the main event, and you've also got Machida and Randy Couture.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
going to be a big one. So we'll get together for that one.
I don't see how
Machida should
Couture-
kill Couture.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah. But that's what
I'm pretty
hoping
pumped
for.
about this one
The-
this week.
Shogun and John Jones should be a good fight.
A lot of people are predicting John Jones. A lot of people.
I'm not going to go against Shogun, but I mean, it would not surprise me if John Jones won. But then also, in the next couple of UFCs, Aldo is going to make, he's going to be in UFC.
Oh, yeah, Strike Force. Do you
Yeah,
guys want to talk about that real quick?
They have to be. Well,
Swallowing it up.
those last few fighters that you would love to see in the UFC at some point will probably be there.
Well, I also like how they're going to use it as like a minor league. Brad, that is the greatest ringtone ever. Thank you. So, that being said, that should just about wrap up episode 17. This is Never Press Pause. Thank you all for being out there listening, paying attention. And remember, fans, never press pause.